stand. Hi, guys. Hi. Some people behind me. This will be really fun. So my name's John. I've been doing this panel for about 6 years now. I started doing this in 2009 at NakaCon in Kansas City. And every year I kind of revamp this panel, add some new stuff, and tour it around the country. And I just have a lot of fun with it. But even though I've been doing this for a long time, every year, as I say, I add new material. And it generally takes me about 100 hours to put this panel together every year. So that's 2.5 weeks of full-time work that I don't get paid anything for. So if I'm going to do all that work, I'm going to soapbox for a minute and tell you why I do this panel. And the reason is because we're Americans and we suck at science. So there's a survey they do of science literacy, and they compare it to other nations. And from the one in 2008, they actually have this exact same quote, the 2010 one. I haven't seen the 2012 one, but I'm sure it has the same phrase because we're not getting much better. But what it's saying is Americans do not give correct answers to basic factual questions about science and questions about the scientific inquiry process. And when it says basic, I mean basic. Like, here's one of the questions. How long does it take for the Earth to go around the Sun? Everybody?
1 year.
I either heard 365 days, which is wrong. It's 365.25. Or 1 year. I mean, it's the definition of the year, people. Come on. Yet, you know, about 62% of Americans get this right, which means 38% of more than a third of Americans don't know what a year is. And in fact, there was just a study that came out a couple months ago that says about this number of people, about a third of Americans, don't know that the Earth goes around the sun. Yeah, no joke. But all right, okay. So let's pretend, I mean, no big deal. How many times a year do we worry about the definition of a year? Except maybe, oh, hey, it's New Year's. I should make a New Year's resolution that I'm not going to keep next week. But what if it's something important? What if it's something that in fact affects our health? For example, true or false, antibiotics kill bacteria? Yes, this is false. Yet, only 53% of Americans know this. This is why we keep getting these super bacteria and super viruses in hospitals, because Americans don't finish their antibiotics courses. They don't know what they're doing. They start taking antibiotics that they have left over for other stuff when they don't need it. It's just a horrible, horrible problem. So when it comes to real science, obviously Americans suck, and they're just really not very interested in it, is what I've noticed. Yet I went to school in Kansas. I transferred there in 2005, and if anyone knows your science history in Kansas, 2005 was the year that the State Board of Education in Kansas decided to change the definition of science, removing one word, naturalistic, which means that they were trying to sneak in supernatural explanations. And if it's supernatural, you can't test it. And if you can't test it, it's not science. Right. So here I was going to school in Kansas for a degree in physical science from a state that can't define it. So I started getting really interested in science education. That's why I put this panel together, is because I want to show people that science can be fun without having to be bullshit. So, my first segment this year is going to come from Kenshin. So I think... This is Trigon. But otherwise, he's in red, whatever. Trigon. So I think a lot of people will probably know this segment. Come on. If my slides will work. It's only like a 1.5 gigabyte video clip.
We got 2 open seats up here if anybody wants to sit down.
Yeah, sit down. Just because I have to see it doesn't mean you do.
There's one seat right here. The 3 seats
Another
are
one here. One here. There we go.
It's pointless no matter what caliber pistol you use. Like trying to stop a car from ramming at 120 miles an hour. You felt it twice already. Even your puny brain can realize my son's fist is a force to be reckoned with, or do you really believe you'll survive another one? This is your last chance to run. Although no matter how fast you are, within the next few minutes you'll be smashed into tiny pieces. Now pay attention, because as a courtesy I'm going to lecture you on just what a stupid fool you really are. Using this technique, a human mincemeat special course. Go help them quick. Enjoy being a hero for a moment, then die in a most humiliating way.
He did it.
It changed course.
That was great.
You caused my son's fist to veer off course with 6 little bullets.
Not quite, Doc. I have one left. Could be my special one.